It's your boy Faison. What's up, boys? Welcome back to the channel Faison First Fit. This one's going to be an absolute banger. For those that don't know me, my name is Faison Ngada. I'm 24 years old. About 8 years ago, I started a massive transformation where I was super skinny. I got bullied for 2 years, and I decided to make a change to just start to respect myself so others could respect me and just have a better life. I was 55 kg at the time, skin and bones, you could not believe it. 8 years later, fast forward to now, I'm now 90 kg lean, and I managed to gain 35 kg of lean muscle. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 mindset shifts that actually helped me to go from skinny and unconfident to jacked and masculine. And if you're going through a fitness transformation or a journey right now, my hope is that, and my aim is that this video will inspire you and help you along the way. So the first mindset shift that took place for me to change was realizing that the version of who I was at the time had a 0% chance of me becoming the jacked masculine version I am today. 0, right? And I had to fully internalize this throughout every inch of my body, and it was very difficult to do, honestly, because as men, we don't want to accept when we're not actually good enough or we need to improve, you know? Like, it's such a massive ego hit for me to actually understand and deep the fact that I wasn't good enough. Like, the level I was kept me at that level. That's why I was there in the first place. Not just physically, but inside of here, the limiting beliefs, the mindset flaws, the habits that I was doing, you know? Like, just my intensity and application of knowledge and everything of that sort kind of kept me the way I was. So for me to actually understand and really internalize the fact that if I actually want to like change and get to, because I always had a vision of being jacked. When I was getting bullied and I was skinny, I always said to myself, one day I'm going to be jacked, and I'm just going to carry myself with masculinity, so people would just look at me and respect me straight away. Because I missed that at that time. I lacked that. So I always wanted it, and I always knew that I'd have it, but it wasn't until like, oh fuck, like I was like, damn, I actually really need to change here. Like, I'm not even close to being good enough, like, to get to where I want to be. So it's when you actually understand that in your own fitness journey, right, you'll be like, okay, like, for me to actually change and transform for good this time, right, not make some progress here and there, actually make this a new lifestyle, a new version of yourself, you'll be like, okay, right, like, I'm not good enough right now. Like, just admitting it already is step one. So that really helped me in my journey, and it gave me the clarity and the ability to actually execute on any fitness or nutrition plan or guidance. Because if you don't have it in your mind that you're not good enough and you do need to make changes and it's urgent, then you're not going to do it. Like, you're not going to follow any plan. It's pointless. You can't change the physical plane first. You have to change the spiritual plane and the mental capacity in your mind that, hey, like, I have to change now, you know? So yeah, that's the first mindset shift. Mindset shift number 2, I had to remove the pain and negative emotions attached to being jacked and masculine. Okay, Faisal, what does that even mean, right? So what that means is, because of my background, right, quick recap, I was bullied, disrespected, just treated like dirt, you know, just felt worthless for existing, really, just for how skinny I was, and just so easily pushed around and being weak, right? All these like emotions were building up of just like shame, guilt, you know, why me? Why am I built this way? Like, why am I so weak and I can't even defend myself? You know, is this ever gonna end? Like, all these thoughts I was going through my mind, that's very painful. Like, I was 16 at the time. Well, actually, I was 14, 15, even 16. So as a, you know, I'm a boy. So at that age, and I'm not saying this for you to pity on me or feel sorry for me, but just so you have an understanding, right? At that age, you're going through that. I was going through that, and you know, the pain was building, the suffering was there, and essentially, like, once I did decide I want to get in shape, I had to kind of shift that pain from it being a negative emotion. Like I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna get jacked. So anyone who tries anything to me again, or tries to like push me around, or tries to like, you know, physically impose themselves on me in a harmful way, I'm gonna just fuck them up. I'm gonna fight them. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of them, right? I'll be honest with you, that's like kind of the main like thought process that was happening at the time, when it was really like when I was really at a low, painful, dark place. And I had to let go of that, man, because what you release is what you possess. If I'm releasing that negative energy and that pain, I'm possessing it. I'm blocking my blessings. Like, even if I do end up changing the body, like who I am inside, that pain, that kid will still live inside me. So I had to beat that shit out of me, right? I had to, and it's very hard. Again, this is why it's a transformation. This is not some sort of like, oh, you know, I just gained the muscle. Like, you don't just transform like that without really having to go deep and like breaking these patterns and this identity of who I was, you know? So yeah, like I had to like change my mindset from, okay, I have this pain, so I'm going to release it in a negative way to force my way to get to what I want. Rather than doing that, I had to change the spiritual plane first. I had to be like, okay, no, like I'm going to use this pain and turn it into power and purpose. So I changed the pain into purpose. So now I have the positive emotions to get in shape. Okay, now I'm going to get in shape so that I can actually wear a vest like this and, you know, it's fitting my body. I remember I used to run away from wearing vests. I used to hate wearing vests. I never used to wear anything to show my body, right? I was insecure, right? So yeah, I wanted to get in shape to feel good in my clothes, to have confidence, to speak to people, to talk to girls and all these things, you know? And once I was able to kind of shift my mindset on that kind of was the floodgates opened for me. And now again, like I had the right energy towards the mission at hand, which is to transform to who I am today. The third mindset shift is, if you don't have the results, it's all your fault. So it's similar to point one, but it's slightly different in a way, really. So the fact that it's just full accountability, okay? So when I understand this mindset, because I used to blame everyone and everything but myself. I used to say, oh, it's my genetics. Oh, it's because of the food that I'm eating. Maybe, you know, my mom's cooking in a way I can't gain muscle. Oh, it's, no matter what I eat or how much I eat, I can't gain. All these reasons, you know, you've probably said this yourself countless times, right? And we think that's it. We'd like to believe that it's not our fault, but it is. If you don't have the results you want, it's your fault. And obviously, from this transformation that I've had, I now live my life like this. It's like a mental model for me. So I'm always accountable, right? And harsh on myself, because I am in control of my own life. And if you give away power of your life to somebody else, you're fucked. You're literally cooked. And the way you do that is by giving them ownership and giving them control of like the way you do things, your actions, you know, everything about it, right? But if you stand firm and you sit there and say, hey, I'm in control of this situation right now, I can change this, then that's when you can actually like, that's when you take ownership of your life and things can actually change. But how are you gonna change your life? In my instance, how am I gonna, you know, change my body and like fix my mindset and my belief systems if I don't even take ownership, if I'm still blaming everything else? You think these little, and a lot of people, you know, you think these little things is why you're not in the best shape of your life. You think it's your genetics. You think it's because you're eating enough. You think it's because, you know, it's the training, it's not the right form. You think those are the you think you're not doing the right exercise. That's just surface level shit. It's nothing to do with that. It's a deep core. It's a deep within that's preventing you, that's blocking you from actually making the change. And that's something that I had to really analyze and go deep in. And that's part of the mindset shift right there. The third mindset shift. That's one of the things that I really had to get to the core and understand, like, okay, like the reason why I'm not making results. Because in the first year, I barely made any results. Like, I was still pretty skinny. I gained a couple of kilos, if that. And I was doing that. I was just blaming everyone and everything else. No accountability. I just had to sit down in the mirror and just sit there and talk to myself and say, hey, like, this is on you. Like, stop being a bitch, stop complaining, stop saying it's because of X, Y, and Z, Tom, Dick, and Harry. It's all on you. And once I did that, then what happens is you start to find the answers, right? You start looking for the answers because you know they're out there. It's just that you've been ignorant to believe that it's somebody else's fault and not yours. So that's a big third mindset shift that helped me, change my life forever and get jacked. The fourth mindset shift is that your limiting beliefs are an illusion created in your mind out of fear and limitations, right? So once I understood that the limiting beliefs I just told you about, these are all illusions in my mind. These are all fears and excuses that I'm creating for myself. None of that shit is real, right? How can the next man who's built like you, right? This is what I tell myself. How can the guy who's built like me, who got jacked, do it, but I can't? How does that make sense, right? If somebody else has done something that you want to do, who's in your position, that means you can do it as well. But what happens is, and this is what I did, is I used to just like have all these limiting beliefs, man. Like all these like beliefs, which beliefs are just formed from your experiences, your childhood. So these are things that are just progressively built up over time. We all have our set of beliefs, but you can change them if you really like work on it and you actually believe that this is not a belief that is actually helping me move my life forward. Like it's actually beneficial for me to believe this way, if that makes sense. So those beliefs, limiting beliefs I told you about, right? It's just from my experiences, from my failures and me trying to get in shape and my experiences, like all these beliefs formed in my brain, right? And like, it's just illusions. So once I was able to understand like it is an illusion, hang on, like this isn't true because there's evidence, right? I remember in the gym I spoke to this guy and he told me he used to be skiing like me and he was jacked head to toe, like legs, tree trunk legs, big ass calves. Remember his name was Matt. It's a place called Tudor Grange Leisure Centre, right? And once, because basically law of exposure, once exposed, it cannot be unexposed. So once I saw that and he told me his story, I was like, damn, I can do this as well then, right? And then what happens when you get the evidence and then you start seeing changes, you have the confidence, then like what happens is now you start to not believe the limiting beliefs anymore. You start to believe, hang on, maybe I am. It makes you question yourself. Maybe I am wrong about thinking like this, and that's what happened with me. So that's that's the fourth limiting belief. Sorry, that's the fourth mindset shift that actually helped me to go from skinny to jacked. I think you guys can see a common trend here. Like it's not the physical that you might be expecting. It's the deep-rooted issues that I've solved, which helped me actually make the change over a long enough period of time. And by the way, guys, if you're really inspired by this, you're getting value from it, and you can kind of see how this can actually impact and benefit your own life. If you do want further support, and you want to get coaching from me directly one-to-one, there is going to be a link in my bio, and it's a Calendly link. You can book a one-to-one strategy call with myself, and I can see how I can best help you. All right. Anyways, the fifth and final mindset shift that helped me go from skinny and unconfident to jacked and masculine was actually just having the humility to know when I didn't know the answer and to ask for help. This just seems like such a basic concept, but I see so many men not able to change because they're just unwilling to drop their ego and their pride and just ask for help. And it shouldn't even be that. It's just ask for help for people who have done it. Obviously, don't be a retard. Like, don't be stupid and ask somebody who hasn't got results. Like, you're not gonna go up to a fat dude, hey bro, like, how can I look fat like you? Nah, bro. You're gonna ask somebody who's in shape, someone like me. But when I was out of shape, when I was skinny, that's what I would do. Again, I'm gonna bring up Matt as an example. Again, right? When he was in there training, I would always ask him. Like, it got to the point I'd probably like bothering him at some points. I was just always asking him, and I used to bring a notebook to log my workouts. So sometimes I'd use that same notebook on a separate page and just write down notes. I always write down notes from people when I want to store the information, right? And obviously he would just give me game, like, yeah bro, do this for your chest, or like, yeah man, do this reps, this many reps, like train like this, have this type of intensity, do this split. And he just give me game on like what works for him. And what you do is you just shortcut your time to success, you know. So I was able to learn, because I was able to learn so much from people who are in shape, and also me doing my research on YouTube at the time. But I wasn't ignorant. I was looking for the answers. I just didn't know. So I had the humility to find out the answers, ask people who were doing better than me, and that helped me to, you know, get to my goals quicker. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been able to go from 55 kg to 80 kg in a year and a half, right? Because by the time I was 18, I'd gained like 25 kilos, okay? And that was the first year, like barely gaining anything. So really that second year was the biggest amount of size I gained and transformation. But anyways, none of that would have happened if I didn't have the humility to know when I didn't know the answer and to ask for help, right? It all starts, you see, it all starts from the root. The root is, for me, it was these 5 limiting beliefs. And I'm pretty sure, you know, some of you guys watching this, you probably have something similar to this. You probably have these same limiting beliefs or something similar. And that is the key root issue. Until you solve these limiting beliefs of your own, for me, until I solved these, I wasn't able to change, okay? So, because asking for help is just normal. Like, there's always people doing better than you, right? And that's what it's a common saying, like broke people, they're broke because they think they know better than, they think that they know everything, right? And rich people, they always think they don't know enough. They're always seeking more knowledge and more information. And that's where the gap widens. It's similar to getting in shape, right? All the people that you see in shape that you aspire to be, they've all definitely sought out help, maybe been coached before, definitely have had the humility to know when they don't know, right? Think you know it all, trying to do it all by yourself is not going to get you anywhere, really, to be honest with you. You may figure it out, maybe, the slight chance, but why spend all that time when you can just learn from people who have done it, learn from their mistakes? And on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here, right? If you do want extra help with this, you want to learn from somebody who's done it, who's transformed his life, got in the best shape ever, you know, who's jacked and lean, right? You can go to the link on my bio where you can actually apply for a you can book for a one-to-one strategy call with myself. We'll just go over your, you know, your struggles, your goals, and come up with a game plan to actually get you in the best shape of your life, jacked, and finally being proud of what you see in the mirror, looking good in your clothes, having the confidence, all that good stuff. All right, you can check out the calendar link in my bio. But anyways, you guys, that is the end of the video. The 5 mindset shifts that actually helped me transform my life from skinny and confident to jacked and masculine. If you like this video, obviously give it a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment as well. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see next. And until the next episode, shall I say, until the next video, guys, peace and love.